day 125, and it's quite mild today compared to previous days. That's a hive of activity, just about everybody's up, and we're going to make headway very soon. There's 4 of us going to go out together today at the very beginning, just so we can all ford the river together. I think that sounds like we're going to get wet feet pretty quickly, but hopefully after that we'll be on a road and they'll dry out relatively quickly. So day 125, here we go. So definitely no way I could avoid wet feet here, so what I've done is I've actually put my sandals on. It's going to be really cold, but anyway, let's go. Let's cross the river, see how we get on. That went really well. I've got dry road as well. I've got a lot of road walking today, and having dry shoes for that's really good. So Araroa notes gave the option of doing the road or the track along the river, and it did so because it stated that the track along the river was not maintained. So taking the option of going along the road and making good progress. Walking on my own at the moment, quite happy to. So Tiana tonight, and maybe decide tonight whether I take a rest night in Tiana. I'm not really sure what to do. See how I feel when I get there. Young Luke was with me for a little while there. He managed to get a hitch with the first car that came past, and of course I'm no hitch Niall, so I don't do hitching. There is a TA hiker in front who I might try and catch up actually. I think that's Sonia from Germany. See what her plans are. First time I've seen so many sheep with so many woolly backs. We've gone through the summer like that, obviously. Eventually caught up with Sonia. It was nice to have a little chat with her. Then she stops and she's had some breakfast, which is quite late. But really hammered it today. Just done over 20 kilometres, and it's around about the 11 o'clock mark. Especially with the river crossing initially, that's been good going. Look how brown it is around here. I mean, I spent 2 wonderful years in Southland in the early 90s, and I can never remember Southland being this brown. Testament to the drought conditions that's been down here. From a TA point of view, that tells me that maybe the forests might be a little bit more easy going than previous years, but maybe I'm just clutching at straws. So basically 2 forests to get through now, the Takatimus and the Longlands. They're the big 2 obstacles that stop me getting to the south coast. Once I get on the south coast, it's Collett Bay, Riverton, Invercargill and then Bluff. So most people reckon about 8 days away from Bluff once you start out from Tiano. I'm toying with having a rest day in Tiano tonight because I do feel tired. Last rest day was Wanaka with Urus and Doris, and I've done the Mudatapu since then, the Big Hill, the stretch from Queenstown to Arrowtown to Queenstown and Queenstown to Tiano. So it's been a big session without a rest day, and I just wonder whether I should just be sensible and have a rest day tomorrow before I decide to push on. I will make that decision later. So just stopped close to the corner of Araroa Road, and the reason for stopping is because this marks the 2,800 kilometre mark from Cape Rianca. Walked on my own mostly this morning, so going to have to celebrate myself on my own. Score! 2,800 kilometres from Cape Rianca, amazing. So just over 200 kilometres to go, and just the Takatimu forest and the Longwood forest is the main obstacles in my way. So onward we go! I'm really pleased the trail notes gave the option of walking on the road or walking on the track. It sounds like an unmaintained track would be just a nightmare, especially for me. 1 or 2 people enjoy it, not many, but I'm really pleased. I've walked on the road today, made good progress. 2k's from the main state highway, then part of the trail, about 3k roughly, is on the state highway between Mossburn and Tiano. So I'll walk that little bit, then I'll try and get into I'll finish for the day at the junction where the trail leaves the state highway towards Princhester Road, and I'll make my way into Tiana from there. So just approaching the State Highway now. I think it's State Highway 94. And I think I walk along, turn right here, and walk along for 2.5 kilometres. I'll stop the trail today at Princhester Road. So leaving Mavora Lakes Road and the Mavora Lakes in general. Just nice to meet you, Mavora Lakes. And we head on the main State Highway here. I understand there's a decent hard shoulder. There's a TA hiker ahead. Now that must be someone who's hitched a ride along the Mavora Lakes Road and been dropped off at this corner. No idea who that is. Let's see if I can catch them up. 2.5 days to go today, and then I'll try and find a way into Tiana from the point that's 30 k's from Tiana where the train finishes. Princhester Road, and this is where the trail will end for the day for me. So I will touch a little sign over here, just near the cattle grid. Let's touch that nail on top of that post. And that's where the trail will resume tomorrow or the next day. So got a message from Astrid to say they tried the track instead of going down the road, by the road, and they said it was diabolical. So I'm really pleased I took the road on Mavora Lakes Road. Got to the end really quickly. Got at 1 o'clock I was at the point where I finished with the trail for the day, and then the plan was to hitch into Tiana, and it took me over an hour to get a hitch ride. It was unbelievably tough, and all the other hitching I've done off trail before was taking a matter of minutes, so that was real surprising. And in the end, the person who picked me up and also picked up Sonia from Germany was a lady who'd stayed at the hut last night, so that was a coincidence. Got into Tiana and will be spending the night with Jeff and his lovely wife Vicky, who I used to play squash with Jeff over 30 years ago, and I've only really reconnected with him a couple of years ago when I went to visit him just before I did the Milford track, and it's just awesome that they're offering accommodation tonight. Luke's going to come and stay as well, and I've decided to take a rest day and just chill out because I'm pretty tired. So day 126 is going to be a rest day in the lovely Tiana. And that was day 125.